I always thought Australia was all about cute koalas and kangaroos, but boy, was I wrong. There's this cute stuff on one side, and then there's Australia's wild side, which honestly scares me a bit. In this video, let me show you some of the mind-bending creatures found in Australia. From fish that can eat sharks and ticks that can paralyze human beings to spiders that don't only weave webs but actively hunt for their prey, there's something for everyone. You know what I mean? Let's get started. Goannas. Out of 20 species of these lizards, 15 are said to be native to Australia. Also known as monitor lizards, goannas are pretty interesting. Belonging to an ancient family, they've been around for about 90 million years since the Cretaceous period. Yes, the time when dinosaurs were still roaming around the Earth. This also means that these lizards survived what dinosaurs couldn't. Impressive. But what's even more interesting is their size. They can get impressively large, reaching up to 2.5 meters. That's bigger than a standard bed, y'all. And with that big of a size, they're found literally all around Australia, and the only place you won't find them is Tasmania. Now, if I talk about their food, these creatures are carnivorous, which obviously makes them a bit scary. Even though they normally feed on a mix of birds, small reptiles, mammals, and insects, I don't think they'll mind eating a human either, when available. Studies say they don't attack humans, but who'd ever risk it? Not me, for sure. Generally, these lizards are very laid back and calm, but don't be fooled, because in their case, vibes can lie. Once they feel threatened, they'll use all they have to defend themselves. These lizards tend to stand on their hind legs and hiss to scare off threats. But that's not all. Their sharp teeth, claws, and strong tails can injure or even kill the enemy. These creatures are quite the speedsters, as they can hit up to 40 kilometers per h and even run on their hind legs for short distances. During warmer months, male goannas take charge of nesting duties, incubating eggs, and looking after the little ones. And in the wild, their lifespan can be as long as 40 years. Not only are goannas good runners, but also great climbers and swimmers, as some species are comfortable in aquatic environments. Lastly, they aren't really venomous, but trust me, you still don't want to get bitten or even scratched by them. The Paralysis Tick. This little troublemaker, the Paralysis Tick, is also native to Australia and can be found along its eastern shores. But honestly, don't go to try finding them. I'll tell you why. These little insects are called paralysis ticks for a reason. Their bite can inject a mix of chemicals when it bites, including neurotoxins, into one's bloodstream. In severe cases, the tick's saliva can lead to paralysis, making matters worse for the unfortunate victim. As if that's not enough, repeated bites from this pesky tick might result in something called tick-induced mammalian meat allergy. This means that over time, individuals can develop an allergic reaction to red meats. A seemingly harmless encounter with this tick can turn your enjoyable steak dinner into a potential health hazard. It's like a gift that keeps on giving, but in a really unpleasant way. Malow Kingi jellyfish. Never ever be fooled by this creature's small size, because it packs a punch with its stingers that can leave you with a burning sensation if you happen to cross paths. What adds an extra layer of unease and danger is the Irukandji syndrome it brings along. This syndrome in itself is nothing less than having a long walk through hell. The victim suffers from a racing heart, a touch of nausea, and an overall feeling of impending doom. While fatalities are pretty rare, the jellyfish got its name from a tragic incident involving a tourist who sadly didn't make it through the sting. In 2002, an American tourist named Robert King went to Queensland. There, he was stung by a Malow Kingi while snorkeling. The sting caused sting-induced intracranial hemorrhage, and unfortunately, King didn't make it out alive. The poor lad had to lay his life for us to save ours. The Gympie tree. The Gympie Gympie tree, also known as the suicide plant, is native to northern Australia, and this plant is far from your average green companion. Reaching a height of 4 to 5 meters, this tree doesn't just stand tall and leafy. It comes equipped with a painful surprise, a surprise that you won't enjoy. Covered in delicate silica-tipped hairs, even touching this plant could lead to months of pain that will make you remember your grandma. Forget about the typical tree-hugging experience, because this one's more like a leafy revenge. To make matters worse, these tiny but potent hairs don't stay put. Nope, they have the irritating ability to become airborne. Inhale them, and you might be dealing with nosebleeds on top of the agonizing pain. While some native Aussie animals have developed a resistance to the toxin, we humans aren't so lucky. Strychnine tree. Now let's move on and talk about the strychnine tree. Commonly found in the southeastern temperate forests of Australia, this plant's actual nature collides with its rather innocent appearance. Apparently, this tree has a dangerous alkaloid called strychnine, and ingesting even a tiny amount can trigger a cascade of unpleasant and potentially fatal reactions. Once it enters the system, side effects start showing. It begins with muscle soreness and stiffness, escalating to convulsions and seizures. In severe cases, it can even be a life-threatening situation. One species of the strychnine tree is called Strychnos lucida. Now, this medium-sized tree is called the satanic tree for a reason. Native to tropical rainforests along the east coast of Australia, it can grow up to 30 meters tall and has large, leathery leaves and orange to yellow fruits. What makes it super dangerous is the fact that each and every part of it is poisonous and contains strychnine and brucine. Historically, Indigenous Australians used the bark for medicinal purposes, but extreme caution is necessary due to its toxicity. So yeah, don't try to eat that fruit, or it might become your last meal. The Giant Centipede. Imagine exploring Australia's vibrant wilderness when a rustle in the leaf litter sends shivers down your spine. You glimpse a flash of orange and brown, not a beautiful bird, but the terrifying form of a giant centipede, a leggy monster reaching almost 6 inches. These creepy crawlies aren't just unsettling to look at, but are also venomous. Their modified front legs act as fangs, injecting a potent cocktail that delivers searing pain, like hundreds of tiny needles simultaneously pricking your skin, followed by intense burning and swelling. Not exactly a relaxing nature walk, but the pain isn't the only concern. For some, the venom holds an even nastier surprise. It contains components similar to bee and wasp venom, meaning allergic individuals risk a life-threatening anaphylactic reaction. These centipedes prowl under darkness when unsuspecting prey are most vulnerable. Their lightning-fast movements and ability to squeeze into tight spaces make them very elusive predators. Also, don't underestimate their appetite. They're voracious hunters, taking down insects, lizards, frogs, and even small mammals with their powerful jaws and toxic bite. The thought of this leggy nightmare stalking its next meal is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Mysterious fish. Fish? What fish? Well, let me explain why these creatures don't even have a name yet. Sharks from the Rhode Island coast are attracting some unusual companions. Long, slimy fish are sticking themselves to the shark's skin like hitchhikers. This strange thing has everyone buzzing, from beachgoers to marine scientists. It all started when a big 28-foot shark washed ashore with these mystery fish still attached. Sadly, the shark didn't survive, but the sight of its passengers had everyone scratching their heads. Nobody knows what this strange creature is or why it's so keen on shark skin. Marine experts are diving in to figure out what's going on. This fishy puzzle is definitely making things more interesting around Rhode Island, giving us something new to talk about besides the usual beach stuff. sea mouse. This creature is so strange, it's like beachcombers strolling along, then bam! They're face to face with something straight out of their deepest ocean nightmares. This spiky, tentacled monstrosity might make you think twice before dipping your toes in the water. But hold on, marine experts have some surprising news. This strange-looking being might just be a sea mouse? Yep, you heard that right. Despite its creatures from the Black Lagoon vibes, these critters typically prefer the quiet life down in the ocean depths. Finding a sea mouse on the beach is definitely not your run-of-the-mill seaside stroll. So keep your eyes peeled next time you're by the shore. You never know what unexpected alien-looking friend you might encounter. Saltwater crocodile. Now I feel like Australia is more of a reptile haven than anything else. Let's talk about the saltwater crocodile, the heavyweight champion of Australia's waters. These apex predators are no joke. Ever saw any crocodile grow up to a whopping 23 feet long and tip the scales at over 2,000 pounds? That's simply a prehistoric giant lurking in the northern parts of Australia. Now, what sets these crocs apart is not just their enormous size, but also their reputation for being the bad boys of the water. With powerful jaws that can deliver a bone-crushing bite and an attitude that screams, "Don't mess with me." Box jellyfish. Well, let's put a twist into the video and talk about the box jellyfish, a creature that may be small in size but carries quite a punch. This translucent jellyfish, about the size of a basketball, might seem cute, but it hides a potentially deadly secret. With its slim tentacles that are fixed with tiny stingers, box jellyfish is no joke either. Its size may be small, but these stingers can excrete a venom so potent that it can be fatal to a human within minutes. Australian funnel-web spiders. This 8-legged resident of Eastern Australia isn't your typical garden variety. These spiders are sizable and, well, let's say a bit scary. But then again, which spider isn't? Known for their aggressive behavior and potent venom, funnel-web spiders have earned a reputation that doesn't put them in a good light. Although their bites are generally not fatal to humans, they do come with some unwelcome side effects. If bitten, one could suffer from severe pain, muscle cramps, and even the not-so-pleasant experience of vomiting. Imagine that thing attacking someone with arachnophobia. Blue-ringed octopus. Small, brightly colored and cute. Don't touch it. This cephalopod, found in the waters around Australia and Southeast Asia, is one deadly little creature. Despite its rather fun appearance, this little octopus is not one to be messed with, as it's highly venomous. While it might catch your eye, those beautiful colors are actually a warning. One bite, and it could lead to paralysis and respiratory failure. And here's the kicker, there's no known antidote yet. Stonefish. The stonefish is like an undercover agent in the sea world. It's really good at pretending to be a rock, so it's surprisingly easy to accidentally step on one. And stepping on them isn't fun, as they have venomous spines. Hidden under its rock-like structure, the stonefish's spines could knock you out. The venom that spreads through the body can cause intense pain, make you swell up a lot, and in really bad cases, it can even damage your tissues. Well, nature has its way of keeping us on our toes, and the stonefish is a perfect example. Eastern brown snake. Snakes are scary. That's a given, but you're not ready for this one. The eastern brown snake, found in many parts of Australia, unfortunately holds the record for causing more snakebite-related deaths in the country than any other species. This snake is serious business. To top that off, these snakes are also quick to attack. Once bitten, the venom can start working in less than a minute, and one can be dead in a matter of 30 minutes, or maybe an hour. Even a hatchling's venom could kill an adult. That should be enough of a warning for any sane person. If you come across one, be cautious of its quick and powerful bite, which can result in paralysis and, in serious instances, respiratory failure. So, if that adventurous soul of yours tries to convince you, think about your life and just stop. The Redback Spider. The Redback Spider, a common sight throughout Australia, is easily recognizable by the distinct red mark on its back. Despite its small size, this spider is seriously dangerous. If you happen to get bitten by a redback spider, you might want to get admitted to a hospital right away. The venom can cause pain, nausea, and vomiting. While the effects are generally not life-threatening, they can still make for an uncomfortable experience, and you might end up thinking that life is miserable in every way possible. The Whitetailed Spider. Another spider. How many are there in Australia even? The Whitetailed Spider, commonly found in eastern and southern Australia, it's tiny, and that doesn't make it less dangerous. Its venom has been a point of controversy for quite a while, because this little fella with its venom could potentially cause tissue necrosis. Measuring around 18 millimeters in body size with a leg span of 28 millimeters, the white-tailed spider is represented by species like Lampona cylindrata and Lampona murina. This species has a unique hunting strategy, and unlike other spiders, it prefers to hunt instead of spinning webs actively. And guess what? They are pretty much cannibals because they mostly feed on other spiders. So far, reports of its bites on humans have suggested symptoms like a red mark, local itchiness, swelling, and pain. But there are occasional cases where the bites can cause nausea, vomiting, malaise, or headaches. The concern about necrosis or tissue death is also there. However, scientific studies have questioned this association. A study by Isbister and Gray in 2003 involving 130 cases of white-tailed spider bites found no confirmed infections or necrotic ulcers. While bites may cause discomfort, especially with localized symptoms, severe outcomes appear to be rare. The tiger snake. Meet the tiger snake, which isn't as scary as its name sounds, but also not very safe to be around. These cool reptiles, found in different parts of Australia, come in various colors and patterns, not just stripes like their name suggests. They hang out in all sorts of places from wetlands to rocky hills, enjoying a buffet of frogs, lizards, and even the occasional snack-sized mammal. Now their venom is pretty strong, affecting both blood clotting and nerves. But here's the good news. Tiger snakes aren't usually aggressive. They only bite if they feel threatened. In case you ever get bitten by one of these, which is super unlikely, medical attention is super important. There's even a special anti-venom named TSAV to help out, so make sure you reach out to a doctor. The Australian magpie. Native to Australia, this unique bird looks like a mixture of a crow and some pretty bird. Gold-brown eyes and a distinctive bill are what make it stand out. About 14.5 to 17 inches long, this cute bird doesn't have a significantly different appearance for males or females. Unlike many birds, Australian magpies prefer walking on the ground rather than hopping or waddling. I wonder if it's just lazy, like me. But then again, these birds can sing. But I can't guess they're better than me.
Where over the rainbow.
Their diet is varied, consisting mainly of invertebrates, and they're commonly found in parks, gardens, and farmland. People often feed them, but things can get a bit scary during their breeding season, which occurs in spring and occasionally in autumn. During the breeding season, especially the males, a small percentage of magpies become quite aggressive. They may swoop down and attack anyone or anything that comes too close to their nests. Surprisingly, research suggests that magpies can recognize individual people, and they might be less likely to attack those they've befriended. So maybe you can go close. Cassowary. Well, no, this ain't your typical chicken or turkey. Even the name is hard to pronounce. This is a cassowary. Its appearance is made distinct by the stiff, bristly black feathers, a blue face, a long neck, 2 red wattles around its throat, a horn-like brown casque on its head, and a lengthy bill. While males and females share a similar appearance, females tend to be larger and more dominant. Weighing up to 85 kilograms and standing 190 centimeters tall, the southern cassowary boasts strong, 3-toed feet with a dagger-like claw, making it one of the heaviest birds globally. During the breeding season in late winter or spring, the male takes charge by constructing a ground nest, incubating the eggs, and caring for the chicks. The southern cassowary is known for its potential aggression, especially when it feels threatened. Capable of high jumps and powerful kicks with sharp claws, encounters resulting in injuries are rare, but there have been 2 reported human deaths since 1900. Not to mention, these birds can also become more aggressive if previously fed by humans. The Thorny Devil. What a name, and honestly, it fits this little creature well. The Thorny Devil is a unique lizard found in the dry areas of Australia. Despite its intimidating appearance, it's harmless and mainly eats ants. Growing up to 20 centimeters and living for about 20 years, it has various names like mountain devil, thorny lizard, or moloch. Covered in thorny spines, the Thorny Devil has a distinctive defense tactic with a pretend head on its neck to ward off predators. It can change color to blend in with its surroundings, appearing mostly gray, red, orange, or yellow. Its walking style with a lifted tail and slow, jerky movements might confuse predators. Surviving in arid areas, Thorny Devils collect dew on their bodies at night and brush against dew-covered grass in the morning to channel water to their mouths. They can also bury themselves in sand to draw moisture. Not to mention they're culturally significant for Aboriginal groups, and their range covers much of arid Australia. Now let me tell you the fun part. Male Thorny Devils attract mates through head bobbing and leg waving. After courtship, females lay 3 to 10 eggs in a burrowed chamber, and the young start eating soon after hatching. This unique lizard feeds on ants, relying on ant populations, making them vulnerable to habitat loss. While they themselves are harmless for the most part, predators like goannas and brown falcons birds don't let them live in peace. Bush Heritage Australia is actively involved in Thorny Devil conservation across reserves in Western Australia and Queensland, supporting fauna surveys and Indigenous community efforts. Quokkas. Quokkas are often called Australia's happiest animals, thanks to their adorable smiles. You'll find them mainly on Rottnest Island, near Perth, Western Australia. Interestingly, the island got its name Rat's Nest Island in 1696, when a Dutch captain mistook these cute creatures for giant rats. Despite their charming appearance, quokkas have sharp teeth and claws. While they're generally friendly, they can get aggressive if they feel cornered or need to protect their young. Plus, they carry ticks that could transmit diseases like Lyme disease. That's enough reason not to try to pet them. Their survival skills are quite unique too. They can go without food and water for quite a while, relying on the fat stored in their tails and getting most of their water from the plants they eat. Their eating habits are a bit quirky too. They swallow their food whole, regurgitate it, and then eat it again to get the most nutrients. Even though quokkas are nocturnal, they're pretty active during the day. You might spot them interacting with locals on Rottnest Island, checking out restaurants for a snack. Despite their friendliness, it's good to remember they're still wild animals. The blue dragon. The blue dragon, also called Glaucus atlanticus, might seem interesting when it washes up on the beach, but it's quite a crafty character in the water. Its vibrant colors help it blend with the ocean and sky, earning it a reputation as a rare, beautiful, and potentially dangerous creature. Contrary to what some might say, the blue dragon isn't as rare as you think. Unlike other sea slugs, it floats on the ocean's surface by swallowing air bubbles. This means it can end up on beaches due to strong winds, but it's not an uncommon sight if you spend time by the coast. Despite its charming appearance, the blue dragon can be a bit tricky. To avoid predators, it munches on the stinging cells of bluebottles and can deliver stings, although it's not guaranteed. So it's good to be cautious around them, as their stings can be similar to those from bluebottles. Their bright blue color isn't just for show, it's a survival tactic. Through a technique called counter-shading, the blue dragon looks darker on top, blending with the ocean when seen from above. From below, it blends with the sky. Their flat body lets them float along without drawing much attention. If you're hitting the beach, there's a good chance you might spot a blue dragon. And with that, we are done for today. Any of these creatures leave you wanting more? Drop a comment below. Tell us which creature sparked your curiosity, and we might give it a solo feature. Don't forget to subscribe for more wild adventures, smash that like button if you enjoyed it, and share the Aussie love. See you next time and stay curious.